We're live.
We're live.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello. Am I in frame?
Yes. It's like Groundhog Day, isn't it?
Or as I say, Groundhog Dog.
Yeah, Groundhog Dog. So, welcome to At Home with the Fishers, starring Nicola and Chris Fisher, RPT. This is episode 33, and our special guest tonight is SK Krafts.
Hello.
So, welcome.
Woo.
Right, you done now?
That's all. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
So we've not got much light here. Let me just move this light around a bit. That's a
I
bit
don't
better.
need any.
Yeah, we can see now. So shall I tell you who's on the chat? We've got Wayne the Woodturner.
Hello.
Maple Tree Studios. Andy Pugh.
Hello.
The Flaming Turner.
Hello.
Brett Cunningham.
Good evening, Brett.
T+G.
Hi, guys.
I think, Leona Faye.
Hi, Leona.
I think that's everybody. So welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for this episode of At Home with the Fishers.
What were you going to say then?
I don't know.
You do know.
I don't know. It was
You
like
were.
you had to brain freeze.
Yeah, I phoned someone yesterday and left a voicemail. Actually, it's someone that had commissioned some key rings. So we're halfway through the voicemail. My brain just slipped out of gear, didn't it? And I went, and I had to say on the voice message, sorry, but my brain just slipped out of gear. Yeah, it's terrible when that happens.
I love the way you looked over to me as well when you did that.
Because I knew you'd be commenting.
So, David McLernan Woodturning Crafts,
Hello.
Keith Greenfield, Cy Smith, Love Angel.
Oh, hi guys.
So a few people have just joined.
What's just pinged?
Welcome. It's a news thing, Apple News.
All right, okay.
Well then, so welcome to Make a Monday.
Why are you laughing again?
I don't know. It's just one of those nights. I'm sorry, it's not.
All it is, it's my face.
Anyway, let's carry on with that very special guest.
Yes, we have. So let's start with the first question. So, and I know that professionally you do a lot of making, but let's just talk first of all about the things that you do outside your job. Why do you make?
Why do I make? Relaxation more than anything, I would imagine. Because like I was saying to you a little while ago, when I lost my name around it, I went through a bit of a dark patch, and I just buried myself into making bits and bobs and this, that, and the other. Yeah. And I've always spent a lot of time in the workshop and I've never been a sitter and watching telly. I've always been making stuff. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but the red Land Rover Discovery I drive, I virtually rebuilt that because it was all totally rotten underneath.
Right.
So I spent about 8 months rebuilding the whole chassis on it. So when I'd finished that, obviously I had nothing else to occupy my mind. So I decided that I wanted to go have a little go at wood turning because my granddad used to be a wood turner.
Oh, right.
And but when he was, because I was an engineer mechanic and engineer by trade. So I was always on the steel side. My granddad was on the wood side. So he always wanted me to have a go at wood turn. I said, no, it's an old man's game. I don't want to have a go at that. So I've always been away from the wood. So, but then when he passed away, and I finished my car, I wanted to have a go at the wood turn. So I bought myself a cheap little lathe, had a go, and just enjoyed it so much because it's a lot bigger scope to make stuff than what I ever dreamed it could be. So I just got rid of the cheap lathe and bought myself the lathe I got now and just pushed myself into it, really. So really the reason I do it is to keep me occupied and get rid of all the work stress and just the stress of life, really. Because when you're making, you just forget about everything else.
Yeah, and just for our listeners, what is it you actually do in your day-to-day life? We know, but for anyone that might not.
I'm a builder for my sins. We're not all bad.
So are you sort of like multi-skilled, or do you specialise in just one?
Well, I'm not actually trained as a builder. Like I say, when I left school, I'd done a motor mechanic apprenticeship. with Ford. I decided after doing 3 years that I didn't like it, so I went into factory maintenance, which I worked for Beryl Pen Manufacturing for a little bit. So then I left that to go through a small engineering company where we used to do conveyor belts and vulcanizing conveyor belts on site. After a couple of years of that, I wanted to change again, so I went to Campbell's food manufacturing, and I worked there for the best part of 9 years on the engineering side. And then they was offering redundancies, and my dad is a bit of a builder, painter, decorator, builder, and he said to me, I've got this insurance contract, come and work with me. So I started up a small business, and that's where it's gone since then. That was in 2004 I started self-employed.
Wow.
And it was hard to start with. I'm not going to lie, it was really hard to start with, because after about 6 months of the insurance work, the bloke we was working for done us out of a lot of money, because we was doing the work and he was claiming the money from the insurance company, but he weren't paying us. So in the end, we had to cut our losses and go at it alone, and we was just doing little handyman jobs to start with, and then gradually the business got bigger and bigger and bigger, and to where I am now, really.
Cool.
So yeah.
And do you enjoy?
It's been hard work.
Do you enjoy doing it?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do, because I'm not doing the same thing every day. I could be fitting a kitchen one week, and like this week I'm doing bathrooms, plumbing work and fitting bathroom suite. I could be hanging doors next week. It's just a massive variation. And don't get me wrong, you get days you don't like it when you're plastering, you ache all over and things like that. But it's just, you just move on, don't you? You just have to deal with the bad. But I do really enjoy it. I love it. I really do, because like I say, I'm not doing the same every single day. It's really nice. And you meet some great people as well.
Yeah. I've seen some of your pictures of some of the things you've been working on. I think you posted a few on Instagram and stuff. It must be quite satisfying doing something like that and having the nice finished kitchen or bathroom at the end of it and thinking, I've done that. It must be really nice to have those skills.
Yeah, and the thing for me is when the customer thanks you at the end of it. I know you're getting paid for it, and it's nothing to do with the money. It's nothing to do. It's just when the customer says, "Thank you very much for doing that for me," because to me that's worth more than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like my grand always said to me, he said, "You should always do the best job you're capable of doing." And I like to be able to know I've walked out the door doing the best job I'm capable of doing. And if they say thank you at the end of the job, I know they're happy with the job, and that's the satisfaction I like.
Yeah, it's a good point that you've done a good job. You can be proud of yourself. The customers over the moon, and the knock-on effect from that is they're going to tell people what a skilled craftsman you are, and hopefully that's going to bring more jobs your way. My dad was an engineer, and then he went into the building game, and he had his own company, and my dad was multi-skilled, bricklayer, plasterer, heating, plumbing, the whole lot. And he never had to go out looking for work. He'd just be getting phone calls week after week, month after month, year after year, and he had this book full of repeat customers, and it was just amazing. He never had to advertise in a paper or.
I think if you do a good job, people come back. And
When I first started, I used to advertise in the Yellow Pages, and after the second year, I hadn't ever advertised since, because it's all word of mouth.
Yeah,
and I do sub out work as well. I work quite a bit for one person, because he's got that much work, he can't keep up with it all. But I do a lot of his finishing work, so like all the doors, architraves, all the fancy stuff really that his guys can't do. So I do a lot of finishing work for him. But it's nice because that's a regular bit of work as well. So it's nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, here comes Tinkerbell.
Right, Bam Bam. Bamba's just joined us. Now he's gone.
So have you got any personal projects on the go or anything that you're doing or you've got plans to do coming up?
Not major ones. I've got a couple of Christmas projects that I'm trying to finish before obviously Christmas. One of them I don't think I'll get done because there's a lot more involved in it than I expected You know, you have these marvelous ideas in the back of your head, and then when you actually put them into practicality, they sort of take twice as long as what you think they're going to take. So, but if not, I'll still video it, and then I'll use it for next year. So it's not an issue. But no, I try not to. I've got a book with projects I want to do in it, but I don't really know when I'm gonna do that until I really, because I don't know how Chris works, but I sometimes just walk in the workshop, pick up a piece of wood, put it on the lathe, and right, this is what I'm going to do with it. I don't really, I
do that often.
I think the trouble is, the more you think about it, the worse that idea comes. So to me, sometimes it's just better doing it off the head at the time rather than doing it like the one I put on Instagram the other day. I've done Saturday morning. I just went in the workshop, see a blank that I made earlier in the year, and I thought, God, I'm going to turn that, and that's what I did. Yeah, I mean, and I've got a book full of projects that I want to do, but I just look at them and I think, no, another time. So at the moment, I've got no, other than the Christmas ones, actually on the go. So, but I've always try and keep 2 or 3 projects ahead anyway, just in case with work commitments I don't get a chance to record through the week.
Yeah.
So what I mean. Because it is hard with work, and the last thing sometimes I want to come home is do an 8-hour day and then come in and do 4 hours in the workshop ready for a video for the Friday or Saturday. So I always try and keep 2 or 3 videos ahead. So it don't always work, but I try.
We know that feeling, don't we?
Yeah, have a plan, but have a contingency. Yeah.
So, what has your involvement in the maker community given you?
Sanity.
That's a miracle.
Hasn't it made you a tiny little bit more crazy as well?
Oh, well, some of the people are a bit crazy, I will be honest there. But no, it's like I said to you before, well, I joined the community about getting on for 2 years now, because I've been watching people like Nick and Bobby, Heath Knuckles, all the main turners. I've been watching them for like 3 or 4 years. And it wasn't until I actually started turning, you actually sort of put what you've learned off of that. Well, I wouldn't say you learn. Well, you do learn stuff off them into practice. And like I said, my youngest daughter dared me to do a video, which was the pine cone bowl I did. And I was so nervous standing in front of that camcorder. I was terrible. I was shaking. My knees were shaking. Yeah. And so since she dared me to put it live, and I did, and that just really went from there. And the reaction you get from the community is absolutely outweighing. I've never been in such a group. I've been in several groups. I was in a off-roading group. I've been in other groups, but the community for the turning or makers community is absolutely, everybody's just so helpful and friendly, and it's outstanding. It really is. And even when you until I went to Maker Central, I never met any of you folks, but it was like we'd known each other for years. Shake your hand, pat you on the back, you know what I mean? And it's just
it was
outstanding.
It was you. You want to do that one? Big builders out.
Yeah, well, it is. We say it every week. It's just something very special, and I think it's that sort of the theme running through it is the one that is common to you all. So you've immediately got a starting point with conversations. Even if you don't know somebody, you can say, "Oh, what are you working on? What have you done?" Or "I saw your video," or "I saw your project," and it's that. I call it the hook to hang your hat on. It's it's very difficult if you meet somebody, you don't know them, you don't know anything about them. It's like, where do you start? But you've all got a starting point for the conversation.
Well, when I was at Harrogate the weekend, 2 people tapped me on the shoulder and said hello. I didn't know who the hell they were. But then you stand there for 20 minutes talking. And it's just, where else can you do that? You can't.
No. And again, it's a great feeling. It's like, whoa, wow, I've got fans. It's like flipping out. That's amazing. And and again, it's that it gives you more confidence. It proves that you must be doing something right. It's validation and it's friendship, and you just can't beat it. It just ticks so many boxes you know, to make us better people. They make a community, doesn't it? Yeah, I love
well,
it.
it's funny. I get people coming up and saying, "Hi, Nicola, how are you?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm great. How are you?"
Yeah.
I haven't got a clue who they are. And then they'll say, "Oh, we listened to the podcast, or we saw you at Makers," and it's quite funny when that happens. But I just tend to.
It's a nice thing.
It is, yeah. It's it is really unique, really unique. So
yeah, well, like I say, when I started this channel, I didn't even dream about people knowing who I was. It was there with my youngest daughter, but you know, I mean, when people like the other Saturday, people walk behind you, tap you on your shoulder, and say, "Hello, Steve." I'm like, that's a feeling you can't explain.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, what sort of things do you really love making?
Well, I know I've been doing a lot of fancy looking bowls lately. I'm trying to get away from the bowls because everybody turns bowls, don't they? And I you know, I mean, I try and make unusual things, but unfortunately, I keep going back to the fancy bowls. But I'm hoping the couple of little projects I'm working on, I'm hoping they're going to sort of push me away from the bowls a little bit. But I do at the moment. I must admit, I've been enjoying doing the colouring work. I've just at Harrogate, I bought a Proxon grinding thing, so I'm hoping to have a go a bit of the texturing. So hopefully do a bit more colouring in that. But
yeah, the long neck angle grinder like I've got.
I think it looked like yours.
Yes, yeah. So I'm hoping to have a go at that. Yeah, so I'm hoping to have a go at a bit of texture work because I've not done no texturing work yet. I've been watching a lot of Stuart's work, and he's sort of given me a few ideas. So I'm hoping that, again, it's trial and error. So I don't know what happened with that. I don't know how that's going to work, but it's a little bit different to using a normal angle grinder. So I don't know how I'm going to get on with that one. So we'll see.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun and they're not intimidating at all. And you can do straight lines, or it's like the one that piece that I did at Harrogate. You know, you can do wavy line, and you can literally draw with them. You know,
right?
So yeah, just you said you like to put a piece on the lathe and just let's see what happens and let the creativity really just flow out of your fingertips. Just do that even with your procs on. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so that's the future one. But I do like making unusual things. I've got a few ideas in my head, but I'm hoping over Christmas, because I've got a bit of time off over Christmas, so I can get in the workshop and get the creative juices flowing, as they say.
That sounds good.
We'll see.
Yeah. You said something as well about off-roading.
Yeah, member of an off-roading club. I've got, like I said before, I've got the red Land Rover that I rebuilt. And I've also got a silver one. The silver one my wife uses every day of the week, but the red one's an off-road capability. It's raised and got all the snorkel and all the other stuff on it. But we used to do a bit of green laning and things like that. But I've stopped doing it now because there was a bit of an atmosphere in the club. So for my mental health, I left the club because I couldn't be doing with the hassle.
Yeah.
So, but we did a few shows. We've done Kelmarsh Land Rover show. We did Peterborough Land Rover show. So we had some good time with them. I'm not regretting any of the time I spent with them. But the trouble is, my truck, because I spent so much time on it and so much money on it, it's nice and shiny and pristine. And they like going green laning where there's all scratchy thorn trees, and I don't like that because that takes me 4.5 hours to polish the scratches out there, and I can't be doing with that. Yeah. So they always take the mick out of me because I got a sissy's car. So because it was always nice and clean and tidy. But no, a car's to look after us, not to trash. So and when you spend 8 months rebuilding it underneath, you don't want to be trashing it either. So, but no, I don't. I still go green laning with my friends. Obviously, when the snow and that's here, we help out where we can with people getting stuck and things like that, and obviously enjoy the snow because that's what the snow is for. But no, we still use it. It's just most of the time now I use it for when I go shooting, going across fields and all that. So other than that, it's not really used for off-roading. But it's still nice to drive, though. Still nice to drive.
Yeah.
Cool.
And do you live in Norfolk?
Yes, I do. I live between, do you know Kings Lynn? Or heard of Kings Lynn?
I've heard of it.
You know of it.
My dad did his national service there.
Right, okay. Well, I live in a small village between Kings Lynn and Wisbech, which is like 12 miles apart.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But yes, I'm a Norfolk boy, born and bred. I've
only been once, I think, for a business meeting.
I've never been.
No. So
yeah, people think we're snobs down here because we've got the Queen living down the road, but we're not. We're common.
And Fry's from Norfolk. He's a famous Norfolk lad, Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives up the road. Yeah, he's got a house up the road.
Yeah, cool. So, is there anything that the maker community doesn't know about you?
Oh, lots.
Well, let's have one. That's a refreshing because most people go, oh, well, I'm quite open and everybody knows everything. Oh, right.
Well, I suppose I don't try to hide too much. I don't hide anything really, but the only thing that I don't think the community really knows about me is that I married my childhood sweetheart. We was at school together.
Oh.
And that was we've been together 30 years now. So I think this year is 20, or next year 25 years married. So yeah, I think that's about the only thing that nobody really knows about me.
Oh, that's nice. Amazing. Yeah.
Soul buddy. She is my soul buddy. She's good to me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. So, have you got any more questions?
Yeah, I've got a question for you, Steve. Obviously, you're a tradesman and a builder. Is there anything that you've learned since you've been watching YouTube and you've been turning and things like that? Is there anything now that what's the best way to put it? Are there skills now that you can use in your day-to-day job that you've learned by mucking around in your workshop on the lathe, listening to videos, as being an all-round sort of like artist helped you in your day-to-day work? Yeah,
it has. I feel now that confidence is a big thing because I've never been. I always feel confident when I know I can do something, but when a customer asks you for something unusual, you always have a little bit of doubt in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Like if they've asked me to build cupboards or one-off units or whatever, you always have a little bit. Now, since I've been doing the videos, I feel a lot more confident in chucking myself into them.
Yeah.
Because I think doing the wood turning, it sort of taught me that anything's possible if you try hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing the communities or the woodturners give me is the confidence, for sure.
Well, that's cool.
And I think I noticed that in my workmanship as well, because I feel that over the last 18 months, my workmanship has gone up a little bit. Not through trying harder, but just having the confidence to thinking about what you got to do and just doing it. So yeah the confidence, sure.
That's cool.
So do you ever transfer your skills across? Have you ever done any wood turning on one of your professional jobs, or made something for it?
Yeah, I actually I did a kitchen. Must be August time, and where they was solid oak worktops, and where I cut the hob out, I actually took the hob that I cut, or the area I cut out for the hob, and I turned it into a platter for the customer. So and gave her that, and she was over the moon with it. She actually cried, and I felt guilty because she cried over it. I did it because other than that, I'd have brought it home and cut up and put it on my wood burner. But I thought, no, actually, I'm going to turn it into something for her. So real thing that I've actually used for work I've not had the opportunity to make any fancy bits for units I've made or whatever. And to be honest, half the time you can buy it a lot cheaper and you can make it. I know it's the satisfaction of making it, but when you do profession, you have to think about costs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, because obviously the more it costs me to make, the more I have to charge the customer.
Yeah.
So, and that's the big thing nowadays with this social we're in, or this country we're in at the moment. Everything's about money at the minute.
Yeah.
So
there's a few questions. Let me just have a look.
I'm going by.
Steve Twidell, what does Steve prefer to work with, wood or resin, and why?
Yeah. I don't know really. I don't prefer either over each other. I like the wood because it's a natural product, and I love working with wood, especially hardwoods like oak and things like that. Because it always amazes me how the grain appears, and it's for being a natural product. You can never cut two pieces of wood and they're exactly the same. So that's the reason I like working with wood. But I like using the resin because you can do anything with it. You can put anything in it, and I'm always experimenting putting stuff in it. It's absolutely amazing. But I don't prefer either of them, to be honest. I don't know whether I'm doing resin or wood. So sorry, Steve. I can't.
I like the mixes as well, resin and wood and things like that.
Hybrid.
I think that would be really nice.
Yeah, it does. The effects you can get are absolutely awesome.
Yeah. Anna B Workshop. Is your name Stephen PH or Stephen with a V? It's confusing that everyone is calling you Steve.
Stephen with a PH. But I've been called worse.
Yeah.
I think there was another. Was there another question? Let me just have a look. No, it was just a two. Yeah, I thought I'd moved on. So, anything else you'd like to
add? Would you your skills as a wood turner and sort of like a maker, and I'm sort of like just stepping away now from your day-to-day job, would your skills as a wood turner and a maker take you to possibly demonstrating, or would you like to appear on stage at Makers in a couple of years?
I don't know is the answer. I think I would be a bag of nerves because I've had the luck to a few times, and the knowledge that man has got is unreal. He's just like I just draw myself to him because every time I'm with Wayne, I learn something, and life is all about learning, isn't it? And I think if I could spend a bit more time and gain more experience with a lot of the guys who are in the community, then yes. But at the moment, I don't feel that I'm confident enough and a good enough turner to be demoing, to be honest.
Well, that's why I said in the future.
Yeah, it comes, I suppose it's whether it's something you want to do, and it comes with practice as well. Do you prefer carbide or traditional tools?
Carbide for the resin because it's easier. But I do prefer the traditional for wood.
Yeah. Do you have any tools from your granddad? Do you have anything that he left?
Yes, I do. I have some old tools that actually he made himself from old files. Right. So I do use them now and again, but I don't use them on the channel because obviously I don't want people seeing them and then trying to do it themselves and getting hurt. So I only ever use the tools that I've bought because you have to be so careful that sometimes people copy you, and I don't want people getting hurt through watching me. That's not fair. So I only ever use them when I'm using them on my own or doing stuff just for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But when we cleared out my granddad's work, let's put it this way, I had 2 vanfuls of tools to bring home, which I had to store somewhere. I'm still going through boxes, and I'm still finding stuff that we brought back to about 3.5, 4 years ago now. So yeah, there's a lot to go through.
Yeah, it's amazing. Wayne the Woodturner says, are you going to incorporate metal with wood because you've got a metal lathe?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm thinking about doing a project in the new year. Just going to incorporate a bit of steel work into wood, because obviously I've got the engineering background. I'd like to, but again, I have to be careful with obviously welding and this, that, and the other because of archi and things like that. So that's again all the safety issues, isn't it? And but yeah, I will do. Yeah, eventually. I want to try and get away just from doing the wood turning. I'd rather bring it as a craft. That's why I went for SK Krafts, or obviously SK turning or whatever, because I want to try and bring in other crafts other than the wood turning. But the trouble is, I do enjoy the wood turning because I just keep falling. I've done cabinets, and I made a bed for my youngest daughter and things like that. So I have done quite a few different things, but I keep falling back onto the wood turn, unfortunately.
Well, what can you do when it's a passion? It's like, oh, it's just like, oh.
Well, you know what you love to do, don't you? And it's where you're
happy.
You naturally go.
Yeah.
So, Steve, tell us where people can find you online.
Obviously, YouTube, Instagram. I think it's SK_Krafts_ because there is another SK Krafts on Instagram, so I've been told.
Oh, right.
I think they're a paper manufacturer or something. And also on Facebook, I'm on there as SK Krafts, and also as SK Property Improvements. I'm on there as that. Twitter, I'm on there as SK Krafts, and I think that's about it, to be honest. I haven't got a website, which I need to do because I need to sell some of these items I've been making because my hallway's getting full now.
Yeah. Well, that's it's good then people can see all your work as well, and I mean, I think it's useful having a website.
Yeah, well, my daughter's thinking about starting up a Facebook shop for us, so we can so she can sell some of the stuff we've got.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Got another question from Maple Tree Studios. Will you incorporate any of your wood turning projects in your Landies? I presume that's Land Rovers.
I don't know really. I don't know if that'd be turning, because obviously I have made bushes for my Land Rover, but obviously that's on the steel lathe, not the wood lathe.
Yeah.
So I made some nylon bushes for the car because we had a bit of an issue with the bushes keep breaking up, so I made some nylon ones. But I don't know, to be honest. I don't really know what you could do with a wood lathe for a Land Rover, to be honest. Obviously, you could make a Land Rover plaque. So I could perhaps, because I've just bought a CNC and a laser engraver, so I could perhaps incorporate a bit of that and a bit of wood turning with the Land Rover logo. Perhaps do something like that.
Say gear knob, yeah.
Gear knob, yeah. So I could do that, yeah. But yeah, I might do. I'm always trying to incorporate different things into, because I do enjoy working on the cars. I really do thrive. Back to like obviously my younger days when I was doing my apprenticeship. So, but trouble is, where do you draw a line? Because before you know, you can spend 3 months on a car and thousands of pounds, and before you know, you ain't got nothing different to what you had.
Yeah.
So, but no, I'll have to think about that one day.
Well, anything else you'd like to ask? No. Well, do you know, it's been really interesting finding out a bit more about you and finding out a bit more about your background and having a chat with you before we came on air. So yeah, it's sort of, it's like we know you obviously, but we know you a bit better now, which is really good. So thank you very much for being our Maker Monday today.
Yeah, and you're going to say he was our last.
Oh yeah, this is the last Maker Monday.
Yeah.
So you
Whatever.
our last one. Well, we'll talk about that, won't we, in a moment?
What did you say? Did you say forever then?
Forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that when we get on with our segment. But yeah, thanks for being our last Maker Monday. And yeah, it's taken a while to get you here because we had to move the goalposts.
Well, we weren't in, were we, that time?
No. So anyway, we got you in the end. But thanks for being a absolutely super guest, and it's always great to catch up with you and talk to you in the flesh as we have done in the past. So yeah, thank you so very much, Steve. So you're more than welcome to hang around. You know how this goes now. You can hang around and
we waffle on. You can chat and join in.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. If you want to ask any questions as we're talking, that's cool. So, but if you want to go and relax or do something with kids, that's fine too. So yeah.
No, thank you very much for asking me. It's been a privilege.
No, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, really interesting, Steve. Thanks a lot, mate.
Yeah, thank you. So then, Christopher.
Yes, Nicola.
What have we done recently?
Oh, what have we done?
I forgot to look at the calendar. But we went, I think the last thing we've done is Harrogate.
The last thing we did was Harrogate. And I've actually posted a photograph today of something that I was lovingly given by Tormek at the demo. And the diamond wheel that I was using, it was the middle of the road one. Obviously, you get the coarse one, which is 360. You get the fine, which I was using, 600. And then you get the extra fine, which is 1200. So they gave me the 600 diamond wheel. So that I've mounted that to the lathe. I've mounted that to my T8 today, and I've had a mess. Oh, was it yesterday? No, I mounted it yesterday and had a mess. I took the photograph this morning because I went in there. I've just had to make 3 magic wands as a commission. So I took the photograph, but the diamond wheel is absolutely amazing. And it's like I was saying at the demo for Tormek, you know, they never need to be trued, and you don't have to apply as much force when you're using it. And it's still best to use it with water, but you get this anti-corrosion solution that you put in, 10 mils per 250 mil of water, and it just stops because it's nickel and steel, so stops that. But it is getting the stuff crazy sharp, absolutely crazy sharp. So yes, I just sharpened a couple of tools yesterday on the diamond wheel, and I was using them today, spindle gouges. Doing those magic ones, and yeah, absolutely wonderful. So it's like the photograph said, you know, make the best even better. So yeah, chuffed to bits with that. Thank you, Tormek and Brian Mark. Wunderbar. So yeah, I will enjoy using that. Yeah, do you know anything?
Well, I was thinking Harrogate was last weekend, but it was the weekend before. It doesn't seem that long ago, but it's a week ago. Because the last week Charlie's been here. I've been catching up on admin and stuff. Charlie and I have been out testing my camera because he was buying that same one that I've got.
Oh yeah, we had Charlie here. He had a few days off work, so he come and hung out here. So yeah, he's just bought a new camera, Nikon D5600, and a long lens for his aviation photography, because he's got an Instagram page. He made an amazing piece of music, didn't he?
Yes.
Charlie is a qualified musician. He studied music at college, and he passed with a distinction.
He sent me that as well. I need to check it because I've not seen it yet, but he said he'd sent it.
Yeah, but it is an amazing piece of music. So I said I love that tune because it's very synthy, and it's got, you know, little hints of Jean-Michel Jarre, and
it's very Jean-Michel Jarre.
Yeah, and all that, you know, lovely early 80s synth sound. So I said I'll have that tune off you, so I gave him a £5. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah, cheap. So yeah, Charlie hung out here. That was cool. What else has happened? Oh, we are officially a week into our keto diet,
Oh yes.
aren't we?
Yeah.
So, do you just want to put people? People were concerned saying keto something or other. Oh, it's bad for you. Well, for those of you that were showing concern, and thank you so very much for that. That you, in saying a nice way, you'd got a bit of your information wrong. So, Nicola, tell them.
Well, I know there's ketosis, which is supposedly what the keto diet gives you, and there's ketoacidosis, which is something different, but I don't know the difference. But it's not what we're doing. But we're not doing it. All we've done really is we're just cutting out all the rubbish, aren't we? We're not eating cake. We're not eating bread. We're not eating crisps. We're not eating chocolate. We're really just eating protein, veg, and fruit.
Yeah.
So the fruit, I don't think is 100% keto, but I like my fruit. I don't want to give up my fruit. But yeah, it's just a healthy diet really, and keto has just been kind of the influence.
Yeah. So basically, I think on the keto is that you cut out all of your carbs and everything like that and stuff. But that's really what we've done. So for a week now, I've not had any, like Nicholas just said, bread or potatoes or sugar or cakes or biscuits or rice or pasta.
Yeah.
All I've had for a week really is tuna and chicken and veg.
Yeah.
And the odd apple and banana. So I have actually lost. Shock horror. I haven't weighed myself because what's the chuffing point? So I have lost this. My t-shirts exponentially baggier on me just in 1 week, and you've lost
half a stone
in 1 week. So it is working, and we've just decided we need to do it because next year's mega busy for us.
I think one of the things that's happened as well with us, we've travelled such a lot, and we've stayed in hotels, and we've just eaten the easiest thing, haven't we? Which has often involved chips and burgers and not great stuff. So yeah, we just needed to take a grip of ourselves, really.
Yeah, and we're not. Well, I'll be polite here. I'm not getting any younger. And I've got joint problems. I've got a bone disease in my knees, and I've had 10 surgeries on my knees. So I do struggle with. I've not been able to kneel down since I was 13, and what it was, I used to lose the blood supply to my knees, so bits of bone would break off in my knees and all that sort of stuff. So I have got bad knee joints, so it's going to help that. But yeah, I mean, I know, I'm, significantly overweight. But with next year demonstrating a lot, we're fully booked and an impending house move, which is really tough work. We've just decided, look, we've got to, shake a lot of weight really. So, but we're enjoying it, and we do feel more energetic.
Yeah.
I feel lighter. And it's funny, I had a bath yesterday afternoon, and I said, I feel like I can lay lower down in the bath because I've lost some back fat, which is hilarious. So it's working anyway. Not felt ill on it. I felt, a couple of times I've had, quite strong hunger pangs, but, I've just had a couple of dried apricots.
Yeah.
I've
not really felt hungry. I felt less hungry since we started it than I did before.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's just eating things that are not great.
Yeah. So,
but we're doing it sensibly. We're not sort of.
No, but thanks for the heads up and your concern.
Yeah.
Obviously you guys.
It's keto, but it's kind of our version of keto, I think.
Yeah, I mean, really, for me, it was very severe because we got back from Harrogate the following day. Boom! I'd stopped everything, and it's like it is quite a severe diet, really.
Yeah.
But once you get like a week in now, and we've reprogrammed our brains, once you get your brain into it, go, look, we've got to do this. We're enjoying it. We're healthier. We're going to be lighter.
I used to eat like this all the time. This was what I ate. But yeah. So yeah, anyway, enough of our diets.
Oh, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, we basically cut out all the stodge and crap and most of our
Yeah.
95% of the carbs.
AH Bespoke says he needs to put on 2 stone. We can pass some of that of ours to you if you want.
Yeah, you can have my left boob.
Leona says eggs are the key to the hunger pains on low carb diets.
Oh yeah, we were having eggs, and then we run out of eggs.
Yeah, we get eggs. One of the neighbours brings us a whole tray of eggs.
Yeah, and one time we had every
single one
was a double yolker.
Yeah, they are. They're free range and they're fantastic.
Yeah.
So
gotta love them mutant chickens.
They're getting us some more soon. Quite a lot of comments about there's a few about scales, and then there was loads of stuff about Make a Monday, and everybody's panicking. Steve says stop panicking, wait for them to tell you. Hashtag more home with fishes. We need Make a Monday. FFS, this is what Mondays are for. No, we need Make a Monday. So, Chris, what are we going to be doing?
I'll let you tell them.
I always have to do this. I've noticed
I always have to do this.
Who was it who told you Mum and Dad we were moving house?
Oh, that's just a minor
I
glitch.
get all the good jobs. So yeah, we've been doing this now for 33 weeks. And there are a few other things we'd like to do, really. They will still be maker related, but I'm kind of quite interested in talking to some disabled makers, and there are a couple of people that I've got on my list that I'd really like to talk to. So part of the plan is to get in touch with them and see if they'd like to be on the podcast. So it will still be maker related, but they might not be people that you necessarily know from the maker community. These people that haven't been to Maker Central, or well, I've never ever met them. The couple that I'm thinking about at the minute. So yeah, it's
well, basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to edge more into a pre-recorded, proper, true podcast.
Yeah. I mean, time is a little bit of a factor as well. I must admit, I've got the 2 last podcasts to edit and audio, do the audio download, and I've just not had a chance to do them. So I'm hoping I'll get those done and get this one done. But yeah, it's just part of it's a time factor, and doing something that is just a little bit easier for us to do on a regular basis.
Yeah, having the Maker Monday has been a truly wonderful experience. And every single guest we have had from start to finish have been wonderful and gracious and a lot of fun. And we are so glad we did it. But like a lot of things, things evolve.
Well, we didn't envisage when we started. We just said, "Oh, let's do a podcast," didn't we?
Yeah.
And I think the first few were just me and Chris whittering on like we do. And then Steve Twidell was our first guest. And then it just went from there, didn't it? And it's just grown and grown. So
we're going to, instead of us just sort of like throwing the doors open and saying, right, who wants to come on, make a Monday? And we've had the guests we've had. We're going to do more research and get in touch with more, like you say, disabled people and things like that.
And hopefully people that you might not know of, but people who have got a really good story, who are involved in making in some way. The couple that I'd like to have on, they've gone through their own trauma as well. So, there's a really good story there.
It's still going to be really interesting, and we're going to have great guests on. But yeah, we're sort of like maybe stepping further afield now, and like Nicola said, we'll be having people on that you might and probably haven't heard of, but are exceptional in their own right. And creative as well. There's always got to be that creative maker element involved, but also because time's becoming more critical for us, and next year is very busy for us, and Christmas is about to start, and my mum and dad come back next Tuesday from Cyprus permanently, so they're living with us until they can buy a house here. So we've got a lot on, so we just thought it was nice to come to an end as far as the Maker Monday went. But yeah, we're going to start up a podcast, still having creative guests on, but it's going to be a different format, but it's still going to be a lot of fun, and we're still going to be here because we love doing it. It's just we've got to jiggle some things around, and we've got to be more time savvy, haven't we? And
we do juggle so many different things sometimes, and
as everyone does,
and it's just trying to get a bit of balance. And
everybody juggles stuff, but the fact that I am blind and I do need help a lot of the time with Nicola, and so I can feel the wind off that. So we've just got to regroup and come out with a new and improved format that's sort of like beneficial to us as well. That's the best way I can say.
We hope that you'll still enjoy it, and it will still be the type of podcast that you would choose to listen to as well. And it's going to be an evolution. I mean, this year's just been an evolution. It just started, didn't it? And it just kind of took on a life of its own, really.
Yeah.
So 2020.
Yeah, because believe it or not, when Nicola and I first met, all we said was, should we have like an Etsy shop selling some pens?
Yeah.
And look where we are. Maker Central, demonstrating for Axminster, demonstrating at all the Axminster stores again next year. RPT, demonstrating for Tormek, and it's just gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And considering we said, let's make a few pens and see if we can earn a few quid, and now,
Well, I just wanted my own range of pens, didn't I?
Yeah. So, it's actually, gone way beyond our expectations, but it's the mission we're on now and the trajectory, and we love it. And I have got some more news coming in January, which is another milestone for me. Not saying anything yet, but it's
night, Andy. Thanks for watching. Bye, Claire. Thanks for watching.
Bye. I've got some good news, and it's amazing. I'm really, really, really happy with the news, but it's going to be public in January.
Maple Tree Studio said, "Are you guys doing a Christmas special?" We will be. This is the last Maker Monday, although Wayne's put a message on, so I'll follow up on that. Because nobody else had come forward to say they'd like to be on, so I've kind of closed the doors on any more Maker Mondays for this year.
Yeah.
But we will be doing, we still have podcasts to do up to the end of the year. I think we may have one that will be pre-recorded because we've got a demo on, I think it's the 16th of December.
That Red Rose.
Yeah. But the rest of them should be live ones.
And we've yet to do the sort of like turning the tables where you ask us the questions.
Yeah. So that will be the Christmas special, Maple Tree, where you can ask us the questions and we'll answer them.
But when Christmas comes, that's it. We're going off air until we've got the new format up and running.
Yeah.
But obviously through social media and meeting you all guys in person and whatever, we'll keep you abreast of when the new podcast comes out, but it will be pre-recorded and more of a traditional podcast, and a bit more polished and things, won't they? We'll we might have some nice jingles with it and things like that. So yeah, it's not the end again. It's just a different path we're taking.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't stand still. You got to keep evolving.
Yeah. So, have we done anything else this week? We've had Charlie here.
Had Matthew.
Yeah, Matthew came. You did. What did you
I
record?
did. I recorded a tulip wood bowl, but I did quite a nice little unique shape.
Yeah.
And that's a gift for our cousins, Sally Dave.
And that was a piece that Wayne Bigfoot Woodcraft and Valerie gave you.
Yeah, at Harrogate.
Yeah, and I've not messaged you yet. I'm sorry, I've just not had a chance. It's an absolutely beautiful piece of wood, and it's got this sort of, it's a light piece of wood.
Matthew said a smiley face.
Yeah, it's got like a smile, just the mouth at the bottom, and it's a really dark colour, but it is a really beautiful piece of wood. So yeah, you did that. Yeah,
and obviously, I don't know if you guys know, but Matthew, his mum and dad, who his dad's called Johnny, and his mum's called Ivy, and his brother's called Terry. And you guys might be thinking, well, they're from Hong Kong. They have traditional Chinese names, but because they're Catholics, they've got Christian names. So they're coming over at Christmas to visit Matthew. So they're coming here on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So we're going to have my mum.
Yeah.
And dad. Yeah. And Matthew's mum and dad and brother.
Yeah. And probably Charlie.
Charlie, well, he's working Christmas Day.
Oh, is Christmas Eve? Is he working Christmas Eve?
I don't know if he's working Christmas Eve. But anyway, so that's going to be fun and a giggle. I've got a big day on Wednesday, haven't I?
Yeah.
This isn't a hint, folks, because I'm not like that. I'm just saying because, it's part of our week. But yeah, I turn 50 on Wednesday. Who'd have thunk it? Yeah. Didn't think I'd make it this far. By Christ, I tried. So, with the odd motorcycle smash and whatever. So, I'm 50 on Wednesday. So there you have it. That's the end of that.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Happy days.
Yeah.
So, T plus G said, I have a vague memory that someone may have a significant birthday this week.
Yes. Yeah, that's me, yeah. Half a century.
Yeah. So gate crashing. Maple Tree says, congrats, Chris. I did it in June. It's nearly painless.
Yeah. I'll have to see what I can do to make it a bit painless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would like to gate crash?
This is the last one, folks.
Yeah, come on. Somebody who's not been on before, who's not gate crashed before, but would like to.
Yeah, this is our last Make a Monday in its original format. Well, last Make a Monday. So, yeah, come on, let's have someone that's not been on before. Come on, pull the trigger.
Larry LC Woodwork says, happy birthday, kid. T plus G Making is singing happy birthday, dear Blind Woodturner, to you.
Thank you.
David McLernan Woodturning Crafts, happy birthday, Chris. Have a great day. Flaming Turner, happy 50th, Chris, for Wednesday.
Cheers, mate.
AH Bespoke says life. Yeah, come on, who's coming on? And make a decision. Quick. Who'd like to be on? Gate crashing.
Come on. Don't be shy.
People keep putting people's names in the chat.
Listen. If you followed me and we're all friends, if I'm able to do what I'm able to do with no eyesight, surely someone out there that's not been a gate crasher before and they're going, oh, I can't do it. Oh, I'm scared. Come on, get a backbone. Let's have it. Come on.
Steve, how hard is it being on the podcast?
Oh, it's painful, really painful.
It's a lot of fun. So, we're just going to spend 5 minutes with someone and just saying, what have you been up to? And tell us a little bit about yourself. And, there you go. It's just that easy. Come on.
AH Bespoke says, I must get Sneaks on, Nicola. Well, Sneaks can come on. Is that what I missed, Andy? So who's coming on? Is anybody going to come on? Go on. Right, I'm going to.
Leona,
let me just get the link up. Right, I'm putting the link in the chat. And oh right, Sneaks wall art is coming on.
Good on you.
Right, there's the link, Sneaks. You're in. What's like a waiting tune, you know, when you're waiting for something?
You know.
Right, so just waiting for the techno. Please hurry. Please hurry.
Don't mind me, I'm blind, I'm crazy.
Right, we're nearly, yes, we're nearly on.
No, don't stop me, I'm on. Go now.
Hello, and welcome.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm fine.
How you doing?
I think we've got a bit of feedback, but never mind. So I know very little about you. I've seen you pop up every now and again. So give us a brief summary of who you are and what you do.
Right. I'm Sneaks Wall Art. My real name's Clive. I make anything really from scrap wood.
If you turn, I'm just wondering, I don't know what you can do just to stop the feedback, but never mind, carry on. I'm really interested in what you're doing.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, great.
So carry on, Clive. Sorry, yeah.
So
Yeah, go on.
you make wall art out of scrap wood?
Yes. Any scrap pieces of wood that I can get my hands on, I just make stuff out of it. I just create stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an avid recycler.
Yeah.
When it comes to wood, if I go skip diving.
Oh, that's a lot of fun. I've heard people on documentaries and, you know, on a lot of these recycling and upcycling programs. Yeah, it sounds a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mainly use resins and milliput in most of my artwork.
Hmm.
So what sort of things are you making? What are they like? I'm going to have to follow you on Instagram afterwards.
They're quite bespoke stuff, really. It's all stuff that I just think of in my head. I just see a piece of wood, I get my router, and I just start carving. I don't think about it. I just make however I feel. That's what I create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clive's just done an awesome octopus or squid.
Oh,
Octopus, squid.
Yeah, everybody's raving about that octopus that I've done.
I'll have
That's awesome. Really cool.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, I'll get. Yeah, Clive. Nicola will when we finish tonight's podcast. Nicola will describe that in detail to me. It does sound fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa, an octopus. So, will you be going? Yeah, I can hear a bit of a Midlands accent in your voice.
Yes, I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah. So, any chance of us getting to meet you at Maker Central next year?
100%. I've been to the first one, the second one, and I'm definitely going to the third one. I just cannot miss them. Yeah.
Well, you make sure you find us on the Tormex stand, mate, and we can have a chat.
Definitely.
And
I think I saw you this year, but I didn't realize who you was because I wasn't really doing stuff that big on Instagram. So I've only started to do stuff on Instagram for these past 5 or 6 months.
Right.
And I got in contact with a couple of people, and my Instagram has just blown up.
Well, it sounds like you're doing really cool stuff, Clive. But yeah, please. I was on the Axminster Tools and Machinery stand this year. but next year I'm the demonstrator for Tormek, the sharpening system. So yeah, please. In fact, I would love it if you could bring something along that I'd be able to feel, because it sounds real. Yeah, I mean, obviously not a huge piece. In fact, I'm going to give you a challenge. You make something for me to feel and make it very tactile.
Okay then.
All right.
I'll have to put out the resin then. I'll just do something out of milliput and wood then.
Yeah. So I'm throwing the challenge down for you there, Clive. If you can make it as sensory and tactile as you can, that would be awesome. Okay. And
all right.
Yeah, not
definitely.
And if it's good, I might even buy it off you.
Oh.
So there's a challenge.
I might give it to you. I might give it to you actually.
Well, maybe we can do a swap, pal. If you give me that, I'll give you something that I've turned. How's that?
Fantastic. That'll be a joy.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, there you go. Deal done, mate. Shake hands. There you go. High five. And all that.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
So there you go. Yeah, you come and make us central. I'll have made something for you, and we'll do a swap. Because it's cool that you've gate crashed on our last Maker Monday, and by all accounts, from what people are saying, your work is really cool. So yeah, I'm happy to do a swap. That'd be awesome.
Okay, thank you. Definitely.
Everybody needs to go and follow Sneak. Everybody needs to go and follow Clive. He does some cool stuff.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely follow him.
I don't know if you can see me. I'm perspirating here, man. I'm sweating like a lunatic.
I have 100% faith in you. I do. I'm feeling the love, and you're gonna do me proud. So just have fun, mate. Listen, it doesn't have to be anything special. Just something from your heart, and you can make it so I can feel it, and it's tactile. But it just sounds so interesting. You're throwing yourself in skips. and
you, especially at work.
I think it was a Kirsty Allsop program, and she was, sort of like doing a program on upcycling, and she's forever walking past skips and knocking on doors and saying, "Can I just go through your skip and have that?" And but it's a great way to get hold of materials, isn't it? And just save them from going in landfill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you have stuff, and I've had things that you can't use, or you're not going to use, and there's nothing you can do with it. But trying to find someone who could do something with it is quite a challenge sometimes.
Definitely.
And the thing with what I do with the stuff we throw away. Sorry, Clive, go on.
It's those kinds of things and moments that I absolutely love. When I see people throw stuff away, instantly, I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. Do you know what I mean? And people say to me, even carpenters and people who make what are they? The people who make the cupboards and the kitchen fitters and all of that. Yeah. There's a guy at my workplace. He says to me, I just don't understand how you can just come into my workshop, pick up some scrap wood out my bin, and make something absolutely amazing. He says he could never do that. Do you know what I mean? And I find that fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say, because we, in a building trade, we throw so much rubbish away. Because obviously when you're ripping all the old stuff out to put new stuff in, you just throw it in a skipper and it goes, either gets burnt or in the skip to landfill.
Yeah.
Well, that's gold for Clive, isn't it? It's like, obviously, Clive, like the rest of the maker community, is a very gifted artist. He can see the beauty and the potential in his little scraps of wood, and that's the essence of being an artist, having that kind of eye,
that vision.
Yeah.
You guys flatter me, man.
No. It's it's like it sounds. Nicolas just gonna get your Instagram up and find your octopus. So Nicola's gonna follow you.
Yeah, I just find it fascinating. So much people can look at my artwork that I create from within.
Yeah,
And some people give me the feedback and say, "Wow, Sneak, your artwork is just I've just never seen it before." Wow.
It looks like an alien octopus.
Whoa.
It looks like an alien octopus.
So how big is that, Clive? That octopus?
I'd say it's about probably about 30 centimeters.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So but we are following him on your account. So.
Oh, we're already following you, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm following you guys, man.
Yeah. But obviously,
I absolutely love this one day evening thing, man. You guys are fantastic.
cheers, mate.
I can't believe Make Essential 2020 is gonna be the best.
Yeah, you come and make sure you hook up with us, mate, and yeah, we'll have a giggle for a few minutes.
Oh, definitely.
But
Yeah.
that's been absolutely wonderful. You being our gate crasher.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, your stuff sounds fascinating, and you know, it's a shame that I can't see it. But Maker Central, 2nd and 3rd of May, I will feel it.
Okay. Okay.
And the peace.
Say that again, Steve.
And you will feel the peace.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yes. But by the way, I am a British black guy as well. Just because you can't see me, I don't know if you can hear it in my accent as well. Don't know if that makes any difference, but it's nice to know.
Well, that's cool. Thanks for letting me know. So now I can get a bit of a describe him anyway.
okay, so he's black.
Yes.
He's bald. He's got a bit of hair at the side. It's shaved. He's got like it's kind of like a pattern over his head. So it starts here,
Yeah.
sort of like that, and then put your head down. Put it that right, and let me see the other side. Okay, so then it just goes there, and then down this other side. What's
Basically, it's just an extension of my beard that I do a bit of style on myself.
Cool. Wow, that's
I
awesome.
cut my own hair. I can't be bothered with barbers waiting and all of that, so I just do it myself.
Oh, is it a nice design?
Yeah, it's funky.
Yo, Clive, I'll be feeling your head as well when you come. It's a blind thing. It's a blind thing. Don't get scared if I even want to sniff it.
It's all right, mate. It's all right. It's all good.
That's how I get the information. So, yeah. Oh no, it's amazing.
He's got a lot of bling going on as well.
Oh, he's a cool.
Oh, when I see you guys,
Yeah.
I will explain why I wear these.
He's got a Superman symbol.
Oh right.
But
Whoa.
it's big. It's probably about that big.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story some other time.
Yeah. All right, man. That's awesome. Wow, what a great gate crasher.
Serious bling.
You've got you make amazing things out of skip wood. You know, you've got intricate designs shaved into your head, and oh gosh, yeah, we've got to talk to you, man. Definitely.
I wanted to gate crash weeks ago, but I just wasn't. I was just too nervous.
Better late than never, my friend.
Yeah. Well, Maker Central. We will be in the bar at the Hilton Friday night, Saturday night. Probably a bit later on after we've had something to eat elsewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're hoping to meet up with well, hopefully lots of you who are in the chat and at Maker Central, if not somewhere before. So yeah, it'll be great. We're really looking forward to it already.
Yeah, because I think I live less than 10 miles away from Maker Central, so
right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
So you don't need a hotel.
No, I've asked my missus if it's all right if I get asked to go back to a hotel. Could you come back? Could you come and pick me up later?
Well, it'd be cool if you're one of the many hundreds in that hotel bar of the evening. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, you need to come to the
Because
Hilton.
the vibe there,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
right. Well, that being said, shall we sign off?
Yeah, we shall sign off. So thank you, Sneaks Wall Art, for being our gate crasher. It was great talking to you. And
Thank
we
you.
shall look forward to meeting you.
And
thank you to our special guest and our last Maker Monday, the last Steve. We had a first Steve. So thank you, SK Krafts, for joining us and being our special guest tonight. It's been a pleasure talking with you as well.
Yeah, thanks.
Can I say one more thing?
Thank you.
Of course you can.
Just for the record, everybody, my name is just Sneak.
Right, okay.
It's not Sneak. It's not Sneaks. It's just Sneak. SNEEKS. SNEEK. There's no S. Like, the reason why I use the S is so that it's explaining to everyone it's Sneaks Wall Art. That's why I put it like that.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Right. Okay.
Lovely.
Understood. Well, yeah. Thanks, Clive. It's been an absolute joy to get to speak to you, my friend. And yeah, keep on rocking, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thank you very much,
Steve.
To
I see that maker, Steve.
I did say, I said to Clive the other day when I messaged him that he needs to get his butt on YouTube and show us how he does these marvelous wall arts.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying, guys. I'm just trying to build up the confidence. Do you know what I mean? I gotta stop this perspiration first of all.
Well, to me, like, you are not lacking confidence.
Yeah.
You are not lacking confidence, Clive. So pull the trigger, mate, and let's have you unleashed on the public, the maker community, and the world, and share that amazing love and passion you've got. So let's have it.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will.
Do a bit of IGTV or Insta stories to get you going.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry?
Do a bit of IGTV or Insta stories to kind of, get into the video thing in a small way.
Oh, right. I do the Instagram live feeds
All right.
on some weekdays and like Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
I just leave it running and make people just watch me working in my workshop.
Okay.
So yeah, well, that's how I am trying to build up my confidence by doing that.
Yeah, it's a good way to do it. So
but it's a bit difficult because my artwork takes a bit of time to complete, because with all the resins, the milliputs and the glues and all of that.
Yeah.
But if I did something else where I could make something in a day, that would be fantastic. But my wall art takes a few days, maybe a week to complete. And plus I work full time as well. So
yeah.
Right, okay. All right. Well,
I do try my best, guys.
No, we'll be following you, Clive, and because Clive does these Instagram lives.
Yeah.
Should we not get a notification if?
Yeah, you'll get a notification.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chris has just started doing his own Instagram. So we had an Instagram lesson, didn't we?
Yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that's been on this last week, it's been Chris who's done it himself.
Well, a few weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the blind guy can do it. Just imagine what you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I was telling my daughter and my son about and my in-laws about Chris woodturning, and they were completely blown out. They were blown away what he can do, because they didn't realize he was blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I showed them Chris working, they couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for spreading the love, Clive.
Oh, definitely, mate. This maker community. I'm sorry, I keep. Once you get me talking, I just don't stop. Guys, I'm sorry, but yeah, this last thing now. This makers community is absolutely fantastic. They've treated me so nicely. It's just unbelievable. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Everybody has treated me with such kindness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's been our experience as well. You know, it's just an amazing community, and you know, people just do such amazing things, don't they? I mean, we've had that for, well, I don't know, well, you probably had it for longer because
I started the YouTube channel. So just
but you know, we've had so many acts of kindness and gifts and just nice people that you know we've met and we're in touch with. Yeah, it is unbelievable, really. Anyway, on that note, we shall say good night to you, and good night to Steve, and good night and thank you to everybody who's been watching tonight. And it's not the end, it's just an evolution.
Okay, fantastic.
So
that's great news.
We shall catch you all very soon. Thank you very much for being here.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Broadcast now.
Love you guys.
And you. Missing you already.
We're going down, you know.
We're going.
We're ending.
See you later, Steve.